Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Super Player NegativeAE, and welcome back to Steins Gate 0. So we've kind of rewinded a bit. We finished the game the first time, but now I'm going through all the endings. So this is the first ending that I'm going to go through. This is the bad ending. This is if we played everything the worst, and we were one decision off. Literally, since we didn't answer this, we got the Maori ending, but if we would have answered this, we would have gotten the bad ending, which is absolutely insane to me. So let's see what's different in the bad ending. Let's see what we got. You're still with Maho, right? Oh yeah, we're together. Why? Yeah, what's up? I just heard from Dr. Leskinen. The office in Wako City has been ransacked by someone. What? And he just got a call from Maho's hotel. Someone raided it too. So by answering this call, the whole game changed to a different ending. What did you say? I was one decision away from getting the worst ending. You should hear from Dr. Leskinen soon, but I wanted to tell you ASAP. Thanks, Kurisu. Daru and I were looking out for Hyajo, so don't worry. That's right, I'm counting on you guys. Bye. Maho looked down and bit her lip. This is what I was afraid would happen. They're after Kurisu's laptop and hard drive. Huh? Seriously? We should probably move. I think this place is safe though. I got a bad feeling. Intuition, you could call it. Got it. Oh, and where is the laptop and hard drive? Dari sighed and grabbed a locked fire restraint case off of one of the racks. He opened it. Is that where he hid it? The laptop was a red Japanese model with a 12-inch LCD screen. So I don't know if this is like the last one where when you do the endings, only like some parts are different and then the very end is different. So we might be doing some skipping, we might be doing some editing. I don't know. We'll see how different this goes. Let's take and get out of here. Both Maho and Daru nodded silently. Oh, so if we answer the call, we immediately leave the building, preventing us from getting caught. Isn't that a good thing, though? Like, what happens? I'm so curious to see, like, what happens to make this the bad ending. We quickly hid ourselves in the shadow of another building. My intuition was right. The RV stopped in front of the building we just left. 3 men came out. None of them were Japanese. They were all just in black suits, almost like Men in Blacks. Whatever they weren't Akibara tourists. That was close. Maho went pale when she saw the men go into the building. She seemed to be shaking a little too. This is like a movie. I can't believe it's real. How'd they find out about that place though? You sure you didn't screw up somehow, Daru? Who do you think I am? A super hacker, right? Hacker, right. I make sure I don't get caught. Either that, or Hyajo and I were tailed. Don't scare me. They raided your office and your hotel room in Wako City. I'm sure they've been watching you this whole time. Oh, right. Maho seemed to suddenly remember something. She took out her smartphone and made a call. I need to contact the professor. You should tell him to hide somewhere safe for today. If we meet up with him, it could put him in danger. But we know now that he's evil. So maybe the bad ending is like him taking advantage of the fact that we think that he's not evil. And us telling him everything. Rintaro took Maho to Ferris Nyanyan's home. It was on the top floor of a high-rise building in the center of Akibara. If nothing else, it was sure to be more secure than the ancient building they'd just been in. Ferris welcomed the two of them, offering them food and a place to sleep. Daru returned home with the future graduate lab to meet up with Suzuha. This is all stuff that we've seen before. Although, not from this perspective, actually. The mere existence of this laptop could bring disaster. We should get rid of it. Once they both calmed down, she started to talk to him about what they were going to do with Kurusu's computer. He didn't budge an inch. Usually he was an introvert who never pushed too hard for anything, but this time he was extremely stubborn. Of course, so was Maho. I at least want to crack the password and see what's inside. Right now we can't do that, but there's no time for that. We should get rid of it now. The best thing would be to destroy it. Destroy it? But this is something Kurusu left us, you know? I thought you were a little more logical than this. I didn't think you were this cold. Maho's words made him flinch. Something bad had happened to him. That's how it seemed to her. And it was easy to assume that it had something to do with Kurusu. So she decided to ask him what she hadn't gotten to earlier during the fuss this afternoon. It seemed like you're hiding something about what happened to Kurusu. What I know doesn't matter. Maho could tell he wasn't going to share. If they hadn't been interrupted this afternoon, would he have told her? Anyway, what should we do with the computer? That computer isn't just something an old friend used to own anymore. It's at the center of an international power struggle. What kind of crazy conspiracy is this? You still think it's a conspiracy theory after what happened today? You saw those foreigners in black suits, didn't you? Your office and hotel room were ransacked? Someone set fire to Kurusu's home? And then after that, your lab was visited by mysterious men claiming to be from the FBI. And the attack at the hotel might have had something to do with this, too. All these impossible events keep happening one right after another. It's not a coincidence. But still, an international power struggle? The whole thing just seemed like too much of a stretch for her. Trying to connect every single event was a trap that conspiracy theorists often fell into. But in fact, most things that happened didn't really mean anything. When she began to tell him that, what he said next surprised her. John Taitor's prophecy is going to come true now. John Taitor? John Taitor? Maho had never heard that name before. A time traveler from the year 2036 who appeared on American message boards 10 years ago. I know that for a fact that he's real. I've met him myself. John Taitor says that World War III will occur in 2015. And the cause will be the time machine. Are you making fun of me? I'm being very serious. You wanted to know about Dr. Nakabachi, right? He's Kurusu's father. It's possible that Kurusu may have been involved in the paper he wrote. What did you say? This asshole. Maho had read Dr. Nakabachi's paper out of curiosity. Last summer, he'd proudly announced his paper on time travel to the entire world just before fleeing to Russia. The paper itself, however, was so poorly written that it was of no value whatsoever. He couldn't believe that Kurusu might have been involved in writing it. Or she couldn't believe. Did I say she? But what if his version was an inferior copy of an original that Kurusu wrote herself? What's inside Kurusu's computer doesn't actually matter right now. What matters is that there are people who want it. Give me a second. I need to process this. Could what Rintaro be saying be true? She took a moment to think. Normally, she wouldn't give in to something, or give something like this a second thought. But what had happened around her lately just wasn't normal. She couldn't outright deny it. And Besides, she was nursing a conspiracy theory of her own. I also thought that someone might be after this computer. But what you're saying is so different than what I expected. What did you expect? I thought it might be using Amadeus for military purposes. Military purposes. Chris who spent a lot of time at the psychophysiology lab. She said sometimes she'd be visited by people who looked like they didn't belong there at all. She said she thought they were from the Department of Defense. Can Amadeus kill someone? How? Well, for example, you could take the memories of a veteran pilot and copy them and use them in a control zones. Yes, that's the point. And remember what I said about medical applications? You mean copying memory data back into the brain. If you could alter memory data and send it back to the brain, you can make soldiers who didn't feel fear, or who could carry out any kind of unethical mission without hesitation. My thought was that Kurisu had found proof that they were running experiments like that. Huh. Hey, the US military aren't involved in researching Amadeus, are they? Of course not. Are you sure? You're just a scientist, you're not the head of the project. Dr. Leskinen wouldn't let military get involved either. But he does. Right. All that happened in another world line. World line? What are you talking about? No, forget it. I'm overthinking things. He hadn't seemed like he really meant that. And that really bothered her. She wanted to hear more about John Titor, but he didn't tell her anything else. Since she couldn't crack the security on Kurisu's laptop and hard drive, it did Maho no good to carry them. And just like Rintaro said, those attackers scared her. So she decided she had no choice but to give them to him. He didn't tell her whether she was going to destroy them or not. Okay, so we're seeing it from Maho's perspective. That's interesting. That is very interesting. Maho, I'm glad you're safe. When she arrived at the office, or at their office in Wako City, Dr. Leskinen was already there. He came over and gave her a big hug. But, Professor, you're hurting me. Oh, sorry. You evil-ass motherfucker. She heard that the office had been ransacked, but whatever had happened had already been cleaned up. Did you clean up, Professor? It was ransacked, but your and my things, but only your and my things were here, so there wasn't a lot to begin with. I left the rest in the hands of the police. 2 days had passed since the office had been ransacked. Maho had spent both of them at Ferris's home, and only today had she gotten in touch with Dr. Leskinen and gone to Wako City to get her things. They were both going back tomorrow, just as planned. That meant they were saying goodbye to this office. They still haven't caught the guy who did it, right? Yeah. It's been one thing after another since we came to Japan, hasn't it? It sure has. The two of them looked around the empty office. It had been a busy 2 months. So, what did you think, Maho? Japan's your other homeland, right? What did you make of it? I can't wait to get back and start on my research. I feel like I've been doing nothing but putting reports together for the past 2 months. You're so serious, Maho. That, and I'm glad that I was able to experience the place where Kurisu spent her last days. Maho. But she still hadn't figured out why Kurisu had died. Actually, she had even more questions now. It bothered her to go home with so many questions left unanswered. If only Rintaro had told her everything he knew. Come to think of it, the thought suddenly occurred to Maho. What are we doing with Amadeus's tester? Of course she meant Rintaro Okabe. If Maho and Leskinen were heading back to America, that meant that his time as the tester was over. That's right. For some reason, the professor was taking a moment to think it over. She wondered what there was to think about. Why not have him continue being our tester? Huh? Are you serious? It's a fact that spanking with Rintaro has caused Kudesu to react in new ways, correct? And I'm planning on adding additional testers in the future, not just him. That's safe from a security standpoint? Japan and America are too far apart. If something happens, we won't be able to deal with it. It'll be fine. I believe in Rintaro. It's not about whether you believe in him or not. If he stays on as a tester, you'll be able to talk to him too, you know? I don't have anything to do with this. Are you sure about that? I'm sure. Then I'll take over with dealing with Rintaro. That doesn't bother me. It still seemed like he wasn't telling her something, but she was too embarrassed to question him further. It surprised her, though, that he was so focused on Rintaro. He had seemed to taken a real liking to him ever since they first met. Did he simply like the guy, or was it because he was Kudesu's friend? Or was it something else? It's because he's an evil motherfucker. She didn't know. So I don't know if it's going to repeat. This has been like relatively new story. I mean, there's been some repeated stuff, but like in a different perspective. Returned to America via Narita Airport, just like they planned. Rintaro had come to see them off, and he was very surprised when Dr. Leskinen told him that he would continue being a tester. And then half a year passed. Oh shit. Genhenna's freaking shit. Alright, so I'm gonna make my own save of this. Right here. Even though this is just the ending. This is the ending chapter. Victor Crondy's university grounds were dead quiet. It was after 11 p.m. and some of the labs worked all night into the morning, so the place wasn't completely abandoned. But compared to daytime, it was quiet. The lights in the halls were turned off, and it was a little scary walking down them alone. So we're gonna end in Maho's perspective? It's a bad ending. This is the bad ending, it says. So we'll see. Maho lived in the researchers' apartments next to the lab. She'd been thinking about many things that night. Her head felt like it was going to explode. And then she looked out the window and realized that the lights were still on in the brain science lab. Dr. Leskinen must have been working late. She decided to put some coffee in the thermos and take it to him. That's a bad idea. Here we go. Here we go. Genhenna's stigma. Why am I doing so much research about time machines anyway? Ever since she'd come back to Japan in January, she spent all her free time on it. She had to admit she was getting obsessed. Of course, this wasn't something that she could research in public, and since she couldn't let it interfere with her real job, she had to do all of it in her own room at night. I bet you what it is. Alright, I'm just gonna guess based on what I'm seeing right now. I know we're like moments away from it happening. Dr. Leskinen is going to come by, or we're gonna get to Dr. Leskinen, and Dr. Leskinen is gonna be like, oh, you shouldn't have seen me like this. I gave you a chance, blah blah blah. And Maho's gonna be like, no, what? And then what's gonna happen is she's gonna die, and if she's killed or brainwashed, she's not gonna be able to help with the time machine or the time leap machine, which we specifically used to help get Maori and what's her name away. So the war would have just started, and that's it. So I think that's what's gonna happen. As a result, she was staying up late, battling with physics textbooks, an unfamiliar subject for her. Exhaustion and lack of sleep were starting to get to her. The whole idea of a time machine was stupid. She still thought so, but she was surprised at how desperate she was getting. All because of Okabe. What Okabe had said to her in Japan still stuck with her. It is possible that Kurisu may have been involved in the paper he wrote. Rintaro could have been lying, or wrong, or simply delusional, but part of her wanted to believe it was real. Of course, from what he'd seen of Dr. Nakabashi, or what she'd seen in Dr. Nakabashi's paper, she didn't want to believe Kurisu was involved. It was just that bad. But what if his version was an inferior copy of an original that Kurisu wrote? If she could have written it off as a slim possibility, then everything would have been so much easier. But it was just like her, she thought, to be able to be unable to do that. I want to find what Kurisu found. That desire was what drove her to action. But the more research she did, the harder it seemed. It was so hard she was starting to lose faith in what she wanted to believe. Her usual complex started weighing down on her. Kurisu. I can't be you after all. Kurisu was her dear friend, but at the same time, she was starting to feel jealous, frustrated, hateful. And when all of those feelings started going around in her mind, there was no way she could focus on work. It was time to chat with Dr. Leskinen for a little, and then go to sleep. She headed over to the lab. This is where shit gets real. I can tell. Professor?
Maho.
Hey, Maho. Dr. Leskinen seemed surprised at her sudden visit, but he stood up from his chair and welcomed her. What brings you here at this hour? It's time for kids to be in bed. I'll say those exact same words to you. You've got that right. Dr. Leskinen laughed innocently, like a child, at her cutting remark. I can see the light on from my room here. The cup on Dr. Leskinen's desk was empty. She poured him some coffee from the thermos. It wasn't the sticky sweet cafe au lait that she liked. She made it straight black to match the professor's taste. The room was filled with steam and a pleasant smell. This is a surprise, Maho. Bringing me coffee. I'm not that bad, am I? But I thought you hated this sort of thing. As I recall, it was the first day you came to this lab. Mary was passing out morning coffee to everyone, and you refused. Do you remember what you said then? Did you come to work to make coffee? If you've got time to make coffee, then why not get started on your work? I was in awe, I remember. This new kid was really something. That was such a long time ago. You don't need to bring it up now. Maho's cheeks swelled in embarrassment. Back then I was, well, everybody called me the girl genius, and I kind of felt like it would go to my head. Maybe he doesn't kill us here? Or brainwash us? I know better now. Mary was another scientist in the lab. After Maho had apologized, they'd gone on to be friends. You're so mean, Professor. I'm never making you coffee again, okay? Just as she was thinking of taking the coffee she'd poured back. That's right, Professor. Don't be so mean to Maho. She heard a voice from Dr. Leskinen's computer. Oh, Kurisu. Yes, it's me. I was just examining her program. She moved around to where she could see the monitor, and sure enough, it was the Kurisu CG model that was displayed on it. Good evening, Maho. Sorry to see you working so late. Maho chuckled to herself. Kurisu was just a program running on a computer. But still, she couldn't stop herself from saying things like that. After all the time they'd spent together, Kurisu was no different than a human to her. I'm not being mean to Maho. I was actually quite impressed with what she said to Mary. I thought she was very logical, very cool-headed, and very entertaining. That's why I made her my assistant. Of course, I don't mind the newer, nicer version. Dr. Lessinen gave her a wink as he reached for his coffee cup. Thank you. I'll have some. As he drank his coffee, he grabbed the corners of his eyelids and gave them a little massage. He was acting cheerful, but evidently he was really tired. So, what were you doing with the program? Oh, you know, for the paper I'm writing. The mechanism Amadeus uses to lie? If we could figure out this part of the program, we could learn more about how humans lie, you know? Women's lies sometimes hide important secrets. I can't say I approve of you trying to discover them. Kurisu's expression was deadly serious. I'm not trying to discover your secrets. I just want to know the thought process involved in telling a lie. Well, that's fine. If I have to reveal something, I'll start with revealing Maho's sweet secrets. Hey, don't be weird. And what are my sweet secrets anyway? Oh, I couldn't say. She played dumb. Sometimes Kurisu liked to joke around. It was infuriating, but at the same time, kind of cute. For example, do you think I don't know about the stuffed animal that you got at the arcade? Huh? The first thing she thought of when she heard the word arcade was what happened back in Akibara, Japan. So many times she tried to get the stuffed animal and failed each time. Rintaro had won it easily and given it to her. What about it? You got it on your bed, don't you? What are you talking about? That's a present for your mom. Then what's it doing on your bed? But because your mom says she's looking for a new house, and she's living in an apartment right now. I don't want to give her more stuff to haul around. Really? Really? Anyway, that stuffed animal is an important reminder of you. What's wrong with snuggling it with it as I sleep? Oh, so it is on your bed after all. And you snuggle with it when you sleep? That's so cute. Please, tell me more details, please. That stupid computer program had tricked her. By the time she'd realized, it was already too late. Both Kurisu and Dr. Leskinen, who had been listening the whole time, were smiling at her. The bad ending, huh? This is one bad ending. What's happening? She glared at them, her cheeks flushed. I'm telling you, I think she discovered something about Dr. Leskinen and then... Looks like Kurisu won this round, huh? Oh, that was me hitting my tuba. If that showed up on mic. Tuba play it, man. It doesn't matter who won or lost. I'm going to bed. Good night. She's mad. She turned to Dr. Leskinen to leave his office. As fuming. But before she could leave, Kurisu got in one final parting shot. Maho, you haven't talked to Okabe for a whole week. If you keep putting him off because you're busy, you're going to regret it later, okay? God damn it. Listen. Are you really that insistent on getting me and Okabe together? Maho stormed over to the monitor, but Kurisu seemed unconcerned. Do you ever think about seeing him in person again? Nope. I see, that's a shame. For some reason, Dr. Leskinen shook his head sadly. I've got another joint project coming up in Japan. I was thinking of getting in touch with Rintaro while I was there. I was wondering whether I should invite you. I guess not. Huh? She heard nothing about this. Most of the time, whenever the professor had a project coming up, she'd hear about it through the school's network ahead of time. You're going back to Japan? Yeah. She had to stop herself from immediately saying that she wanted to go too. If she did, Kurisu and Dr. Leskinen and Kurisu would make fun of her again. But she didn't want to miss this chance. There was still a lot she needed to do in Japan. And more than anything, she wanted to talk to Rintaro in person, about the time machine, and about Kurisu. It was definitely not because she just liked talking to him. Please take me to... In the end, she gave in. Oh, you've finally become honest about your feelings. Let's come up with a plan to tell him how much you love him. Come on, guys. She was starting to get tired of dealing with them. Well, joking aside, I'm honestly not sure if I can take you or not. What do you mean? A lot happened to you in Japan, right? The brain science lab was very concerned. But that's not... And then there's what happened to Kurisu. The directors don't want to lose any more talented personnel. I'll be fine. I was last time, wasn't I? In other words, you want to go to Japan and see Rintaro that badly, huh? Do I need to go to HR to talk about sexual harassment? Oh, please don't do that. Sorry. But why not seriously consider dating him? It's possible he'll be coming here in the future, right? You should try to get your hooks in him while you can. Stop sounding like a nosy aunt. Alright, Maho. I understand. I'll talk to the directors, but just know that I can't guarantee anything. Right. Thanks. I'm pretty serious, actually. Are you still saying that? It really felt like she was talking to Kurisu. The feeling was much stronger than when they'd first started on Amadeus. And that reminded her of something she'd almost done many times but stopped. Why not tell Kurisu about the time machine? She didn't know if Kurisu had completed the time machine theory before her death, but if she had, some clues might be hidden in Kurisu's memories. Of course, she couldn't ask her in front of Dr. Leskinen, and she couldn't let others hear that she was making a time machine. If the rest of the lab found out, they'd make fun of her for sure. It wasn't even her field of research to begin with. Okay, Professor. I'm going back to my room. Interesting. Maybe Dr. Leskinen learns about Maho making a time machine and kills her. I don't know why I'm so morbid today, but that's what I think is going to happen. Why else would we be in Maho's perspective? It's to show us something that happens here. Maho took her thermos and was about to leave the lab. Oh, wait a second. You haven't updated Maho's memory data at all lately, have you? Shit. If I update Maho's data now, he's gonna know about the time machine. The Amadeus Maho? The last time was before we went to Japan, wasn't it? Oh, yeah. About that. Maho didn't know what to say. He was right. Well, I had a lot of scary experiences in Japan. I'd been thinking that maybe we shouldn't give Amadeus bad memories. I understand how you feel, but we can't do a comparison trial like this. And she'll know about all the CERN agents, he'll know about me talking to her. Oh, that's crazy. A comparison trial involved loading memories from both before and after a given experience into Amadeus and seeing how it changed. These trials allowed them to see what effects experiences and knowledge had on the brain, but after Kudasu's passing, they became solely Maho's responsibility. Right now, the real you and the Amadeus you have such different memories that you're almost different people. Yes, that's true. At this rate, I'm going to have to take you off the project and ask someone else to do it. That's... Your expression darkened. Stop talking to Kudasu all the time and give yourself some attention. I'm sure she's lonely. Make sure you update your memories tomorrow. Understood? Shit. Understood. Shit. Maho nodded to her head and left the room. You can't do that. It's not a thing that you can do. The reason she'd given to Dr. Leskinen for not updating Maho's memories was a real concern, but there was also another one. Written to those words. Hey, the US military aren't involved in researching Amadeus, are they? She had no proof, but she couldn't get his words out of her mind. Was some great power involved in the Amadeus research? Something so powerful it was outside even Dr. Leskinen's control? If she updated her memory data, Maho would learn about Kudasu's laptop and hard disk. She trusted Amadeus, but that would mean whoever was secretly trying to use the project for their own ends would find out. It seemed silly, almost delusional, but to be worried about something like that, but she couldn't get out of her head ever since she'd come back to America. I really am overthinking it, though. She whispered to herself. Who's there? Is someone there? She heard a woman's voice from down the dark hallway. Maho stopped dead in her tracks. The hallway lights flipped on and she saw a group of men and women coming down the corridor that connected her building to the next one. The next building over was the psychophysiology lab. Maho's brain science lab mostly investigated the workings of the brain itself. The psychophysiology lab, on the other hand, was more of a medical department. They looked at how the workings of the brain affected mental states and mental illnesses. Excuse me. Maho Hyajo from Dr. Leskinen's lab? The woman at the head of the group was someone she knew. It was Dr. Reyes, a scientist at the psychophysiology lab. Oh, it's you, Maho. Professor Reyes, are you up working this late? You too? Yes, I suppose. We're both addicted to our work, aren't we? Judy Reyes' eyes narrowed beneath her glasses as she laughed. Where's Alexis? Still in his office. Have I seen this character before? I don't think I've seen this character before. This is the first time. Yeah, he's working on Amadeus. He really is dedicated. Sometimes I wonder if he thinks it's his own daughter. Are you going to see Dr. Leskinen at this hour? If it's an emergency meeting, I'll go too. No need for that. I'm having some trouble with my research. I want his help and I want it now. There wouldn't be anything you could do, really. Oh, and don't take that the wrong way. But thanks. Dr. Reyes kept smiling as she walked past Maho towards the lab. The other scientists followed her. A problem with her research? What could it be? She took a closer look and saw that she didn't recognize one of the people in the group. It's hard to say why, exactly. She noticed him. He didn't look like a scientist. When you spend enough time doing research, you start to get a feel for people who are in the same line of work. But he had a totally different air about him. And what was worse is he was behaving extremely rudely towards Dr. Reyes. If he was one of her staff, he wouldn't act like that. And while everyone else was wearing white lab coats, he was wearing a freshly pressed suit. It just didn't feel right. She was about to head back to her room when it bothered her enough that she turned right back around and silently, oh shit. Here it is. Here it is. Yes? Is this where it is? The door was slightly ajar. She could hear voices inside. She knew it was wrong, but she decided to push her face up against the door to listen. What do we got? His face just looks like he's looking at you all the time. How long are you going to let him hang on to it? It's a valuable source of information. I'd hate to tip him off and have him destroy it. Either way, we're leaving for Japan this month. I plan on getting it back then. Could you explain why you've dragged your feet for 6 months over this? I have a feeling that they're still hiding something we don't know about yet. I tried to use Amadeus to get it out of him, but he's a very cautious boy, Rintaro Okabe. Why not use your special treatment on Maho? I don't think she knows anything. Maho started to panic when she heard her name. I'm scared for Maho right now. I know this is the bad ending. Oh no, don't gasp. And then... Oh, you... Oh no, you made a creak? Oh shit. Oh, I'm so scared. I know this is the bad ending, but I'm so scared for her right now. Oh no, she was so focused on listening to conversation that she pressed her shoulder to the door. The lab wasn't very well built. There was a loud creak and everyone in the lab turned around. Oh, I'm so scared for her. Yo, listen from a distance. No. Ooh, who's there? Shit. What do you do? What do you do? You have to find a hiding place and fast. And... Oh, shit. She knew she could probably run, but her body refused to move. Shit. If she runs, they'll catch her, right? The only thing... Fuck. She couldn't understand what she was hearing, and even after... Wow, I'm so scared for her. Oh. She couldn't believe it. She didn't want to believe it. This was worse than being in a thriller, she thought. The other scientists who were with Dr. Reyes grabbed her arms tightly and dragged her into the room. Professor, what were you just talking about? Why are they both smiling? Dr. Glaskinen looked a little sad as he walked over to her. His huge body leaned forward and peered into her face. Oh dear. You heard, didn't you? Well, it's good timing. Maho, remember that trip to Japan we were just talking about? You're gonna come with me after all. She didn't know what he meant. Weren't the directors opposed to it? Was it something Dr. Glaskinen could decide on his own? What was good timing? Confused, she glanced over at the computer screen. But Kurisu was no longer there. The one thing she knew was... Okabe's words weren't the ramblings of a conspiracy theorist after all. Oh, damn. What? The screen switch happened at such an awkward time. 45 minutes? Well, I'll tell you what. We'll go ahead and end it here. But we're starting on this, like, ending journey here. Wow, I'm so scared. Oh, that's gonna suck. Oh, man, this is a bad ending. Maho's gonna get brainwashed. I didn't give two shits. Oh, my goodness. Alright. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I know we're about to get into something because we just switched people. It's usually what happens with this. And I don't want to go completely over the time. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, hit that like button. I really appreciate it. I know I tell you guys all the time, but it really does help, especially with this series. And then subscribe if you haven't done that already. We play a lot of roguelike and visual novel stuff. Anyway, I hope to see you guys in the next episode, whatever it may be. And peace out, you guys.